This is At the Public Library, the video source for news and information about the San Francisco Public Library system. This month's show features an invitation to the teen and children's summer reading programs, a look at library exhibitions, and the listing of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month programs. All this and much more coming up on At the Public Library.
The San Francisco Public Library presents a number of exceptional literary programs this month, including the Effie Lee Morris Lecture Series, Open Books, Writers at the Library, Ziziva, the Western Edition Book Discussion Group, and On the Page, Off the Page. Renowned author, illustrator, and scholar Ashley Bryan will present the third annual Effie Lee Morris Guest Lecture at 2 p.m. on Sunday, May 23rd, in the main library's Corrette Auditorium. Bryan is the award-winning author and illustrator of many well-loved children's books, including Beat the Story Drum Poom Poom, Lion and the Ostrich Chicks, Turtle Knows Your Name, and his newest collection called Ashley Bryan's African Tales, His talk entitled Deep Like the Rivers, African Tales, Black American Poetry and Spirituals continues this lecture series established 3 years ago to expand upon the work begun by former children's librarian Effie Lee Morris. Miss Morris developed the library's children's research collection, now called the Effie Lee Morris Historical and Research Collection of Children's Literature, during her tenure as Coordinator of Children's Services from 1963 through 1977. The Effie Lee Morris Lecture Series provides a great opportunity to hear experts in the field of children's literature talk about the world of children's books. So come hear storyteller Ashley Bryan at 2 p.m. on Sunday, May 23rd, in the main library's Corrette Auditorium. Our open book series of author readings continues to be a great success. Since February, we've presented a variety of authors, including T.C. Boyle, Elaine Lee, Molly Giles, Randall Keenan, Guy Johnson, and several authors of the Cliffhangers anthology To Be Continued, Take 2. Here's a clip of Brenda Webster at Open Books in March, reading from her new novel, Paradise Farm.
She held the lock of hair between her first and second fingers, making it move back and forth like a snake. It was electric and lithe, and remembered the laugh. When she first heard him laughing like that, she had thought it was someone else. But he had been talking just a minute before to Laura's young nursemaid, Marie. Agnes had heard the familiar murmur of his voice, and then suddenly that laugh. It was a sound deep down in his throat, a sort of animal sound, full of a mindless energy. She had wanted to hear it again. She had wondered what could be so funny to make him bray like that. She'd have to ask him, she thought, threading a red velvet yarn through her crochet needle. But when she'd finally gotten up the courage to ask, he'd been annoyed, angry even. When he was angry, he forgot to talk like a northerner and drew out his syllables into a soft southern drawl. Laugh, he'd repeated, pulling on his mustache. You want to know what I was laughing about with Marie? Can't a man laugh in his own house? The night of his birthday came back to her, how she'd reached out for him and felt only cold emptiness on his side of the bed, how she'd gone down to look for him in the kitchen, thinking he was eating a second helping of the birthday cake she had made him, the one with his favorite frosting, and then she'd heard him in Marie's room, laughing with her and feeding Laura. That still infuriated her, debauching a child that way. She had a vivid image of Laura perched on Marie's lap, eating cake from her father's hand, her face flushed and avid. Agnes thought of confronting him, but what could she say? Eugene laughing or eating cake with the maid was supposed to be invisible. Those were the unspoken rules. It was only when she found the girl crying in her room in her slip, her stomach clearly swollen, that Agnes had been able to do something. "I'm sorry, Marie," she said, conscious that she looked contained, regal, with not a hair out of place. "You'll have to go. I can't have you around the child in this state." The girl cried harder, but Agnes was firm. She wanted her out by morning, before Laura woke up. "She'll think I deserted her," Marie wailed. "You should have thought of that before sleeping with Mr. Kaminer," Agnes spit at her. "Now get out."
On Tuesday, May 25th, Open Books Alternative Voices will feature Freeman House with his new book, Totem Salmon, Life Lessons from Another Species. Co-sponsored by the Friends of the Library's Stegner Environmental Center, this appearance will provide an overview of a growing and significant environmental issue for the West Coast, restoring the salmon populations of the Pacific Northwest. Gary Snyder said of Totem Salmon, "A grave and delightful book, both personal and cosmic." In June, Open Books is pleased to present two powerful and internationally acclaimed writers. On Thursday, June 3rd, Wally Lamb, author of I Know This Much Is True, a gratifying saga of loss and redemption, the follow-up to his best-selling first novel, She's Come Undone. And on Thursday, June 10th, Dorothy Allison, author of the emotionally stunning story, Bastard Out of Carolina, and of her second book, a sweeping novel of the human spirit, Cave Dweller. The Open Books programs in the main library's Corrette Auditorium include a reading from 6 to 7:15 p.m., with a book signing until 7:45 p.m. Ziziva, a West Coast literary magazine, continues its ongoing collaborations with the San Francisco Public Library in the series The Forgotten Central Valley. Produced by Ziziva editor Howard Junker and directed by well-known local actress Lori Holt, this Thursday evening series presents actors reading the works of authors from California's Central Valley. Join us at 6:30 p.m. on May 27th for writings by Gerald Haslam in the main library's Corrette Auditorium. The Western Addition Branch Library invites you for a lively book discussion group on the first Wednesday evening of each month. The May 5th discussion focuses on the books of best-selling Marin County writer Anne Lamott. Drop by the Western Addition branch at 1550 Scott Street at 7:30 p.m. for some book talk. On the Page, Off the Page, the San Francisco Public Library's monthly poetry series begins with an open mic segment moderated by the animated and energetic Diamond Dave Whitaker, followed by readings by May's guest poets Don Paul and Jenny Lim on Thursday, May 27th. On the Page, Off the Page takes place at 5:30 p.m. in the Corrette Auditorium with May's book signing courtesy of Modern Times Bookstore. That's a quick look at some library literary events this month.
Hey kids, have fun this summer reading books and earning prizes at the San Francisco Public Library. Children 13 years and younger can sign up for the Children's Summer Reading Club, Thrills and Chills at the Library, at any neighborhood branch library, June 5th through August 7th. Sponsored by the Friends and Foundation of the San Francisco Public Library, the Summer Reading Club is sure to be loads of fun with lots of great books, entertainment, and fantastic prizes. Here's how the program works. After signing up, kids check out any books they want. When they're finished reading or having books read to them if they don't read yet, they come back to the library and record the time they've spent reading. Prizes will be awarded for every 2 hours spent reading, and after 8 hours, readers get to choose from some great grand prizes, including 2 entries to the California Academy of Sciences, 2 admissions to the San Francisco Zoo, 2 tickets to a Giants baseball game, or a great brand new paperback book, and much more. Throughout the 8 weeks of the Summer Reading Club, the branches and the main library will host a variety of fun and entertaining programs with clowns, singers, dancers, storytellers, and magicians. So join the fun and sign up for thrills and chills at the library this summer at the San Francisco Public Library. Many neighborhood branches are hosting Children's Summer Reading Kickoff celebrations. Sign up for the Summer Reading Club and join the fun as Young Audiences presents Rhythm Mix at 2 p.m. on Saturday, June 5th in the Corrett Auditorium at the main library. On Monday, June 7th, San Francisco Giants catcher Brent Mayne will read stories at 12:30 p.m. in the Story Room at the Main Library Children's Center. And on Tuesday, the Main Children's Room and World Arts West will present a program of Hawaiian dance from the San Francisco Ethnic Dance Festival. Starko the Magician will present a magic show at a special summer reading program on Saturday, June 5th, 12:30 p.m. at the Visitation Valley Branch Library. Also on Saturday, June 5th, the Potrero Branch will celebrate the Summer Reading Club with a presentation of Dances of India, performed by Swetha Dixit at 4 p.m. Kick off summer reading at the Bernal Heights Branch Library with Magic Dan at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, June 9th. Boswick Turnstile will clown around for summer reading at the Excelsior Branch Library on Thursday, June 10th at 2 p.m. On Saturday, June 12th at 2 p.m., the Ingleside Branch will present a summer reading program with magician Tim the Enchanter. Sign up for the Summer Reading Club and enjoy the music of Chris Mulla at the Glen Park Branch on Saturday, June 19th at 2 p.m. And the Sunset Branch will blast off the Summer Reading Club on Wednesday, June 30th with ventriloquist Steve Cheney at 7 p.m. There's children's summer reading programs taking place throughout the summer at the San Francisco Public Library. Call or stop by your neighborhood branch library for more information. Or check out the children's program schedule in the printed version of At the Public Library, published monthly by the Friends and Foundation of the San Francisco Public Library and available at all San Francisco public libraries. The San Francisco Public Library will present the Teen Summer Reading Program from June 5th through July 17th. Teens are invited to explore the city and read this summer by signing up for the Teen Summer Reading Program at participating neighborhood branch libraries throughout the city. Upon registration, teen summer readers will receive a sheet of suggested activities that encourage exploration of the world around them. And along with reading books and completing the activities, teen summer readers will be eligible to win some great prizes at the Teen Summer Reading Grand Finale at the Main Library on Friday, July 23rd at 2 p.m. For more information about the 1999 Teen Summer Reading Program, phone 557-4276 or visit any neighborhood branch library.
Throughout May, the library celebrates Asian Pacific American Heritage Month with several special programs for children. The Flying Angels Chinese Dance Group performs in traditional and colorful costumes on Saturday, May 8th, in the Main Library's Fisher Children's Center at 2 p.m. Dancer Lily Kai celebrates and illuminates the Chinese culture with traditional costumes, swords, masks, and dance forms in honor of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Co-sponsored by Young Audiences of the Bay Area's Family Festival, this program takes place in the Main Library's Corrett Auditorium at 2 p.m. on Saturday, May 15th.
And now, here's some news and notes of interest about the San Francisco Public Library system for May 1999. Last month, Golden State Warriors basketball player Terry Cummings and team mascot Thunder visited the Main Library's Children's Room as part of the Warriors' Tall Tales Reading Challenge. Both Terry Cummings and Thunder read stories and talked to the children about the importance of reading and the enjoyment it provides. Sponsored by A&G Newspapers and the Oakland Tribune, the Warriors Tall Tales program is designed to encourage children to read at an early age. The San Francisco Public Library children were delighted with the antics of Thunder and enjoyed receiving autographs from both Thunder and Terry Cummings after the readings. Book Buddies are volunteers who read stories to hospitalized children. The service, which is offered at 4 San Francisco hospitals, is sponsored by the Friends and Foundation of the San Francisco Public Library, and training is provided by San Francisco Public Library staff. Book Buddy volunteers must be 16 years or older and able to commit 2 hours per week for a period of 1 year. As one Book Buddies volunteer put it, reading books to children lets them, and sometimes their parents too, escape from the monotony and fear that may surround their hospital experience. The next Book Buddies training will be held at the main library on Saturday, May 22nd at 12:30 p.m. If you are interested in becoming a Book Buddy, call 557-4256 for more information. The San Francisco Public Library International Center and Cody's Books, with support from the Friends and Foundation of the San Francisco Public Library, will present a new monthly series, Rincon Literario en la Biblioteca Central, for Spanish-language bibliophiles. At the Public Library spoke with International Center librarian Alvaro Sanabria, who provided more information about the new Spanish-language literary discussion group.
The first program of El Rincon Literario, which translates into the Literary Corner, is going to be a general overview of the Latin American literature. This is going to be just a kind of a tour of the Latin American literature and talking about different authors. And as you can see right behind me, there is a beautiful mural that is here in the library that depicts many different names of prominent Latin American authors. In the first session, the host will be covering many different authors from Latin America, such as Juan Rulfo, Octavio Paz, Sor Juan Inés de la Cruz, Claribel Alegría, Elena Poniatowska, Carlos Fuentes, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and many others. These series are going to be the second Wednesday of every month from 5:30 to 7:30 here in the main library in the Latino Hispanic Community Meeting Room. And we're going to be doing one book a month. We'll be reading a book and then discussing it every month. And all these discussions are going to be held in Spanish. There's going to be a person her name is Miriam Rubinskins, and she will be the one hosting and conducting these discussions. As a matter of fact, the next program, the one in June, is going to be about the book Balloon Canaan by Rosario Castellanos. She's a very prominent writer from Mexico. Miriam Rubinskins is a Mexican writer and journalist. She's currently the director of promotions at Cody's Bookstore. She has a great deal of experience conducting book discussions and book clubs, and she's very knowledgeable of Latin American literature. Y quiero cordialmente invitarlos a que participen en estos programas, en estas discusiones, ya sea que tengan interés en la literatura latinoamericana o que quieran despertar este interés en la literatura latinoamericana que tiene una gran riqueza. Y también, si están interesados en practicar su español, esta es una buena oportunidad para escuchar y participar en este tipo de programas. Gracias.
As was just mentioned, the new monthly Spanish-language literary discussion group is a great opportunity for Spanish-speaking bibliophiles and for library patrons interested in learning more about Latin American literature. And that's at the Public Library News and Notes for now.
The main library is proud to continue its free Thursday noon video and film showings with a centennial tribute to two musical greats, Duke Ellington and George Gershwin. The series begins on May 6th with George Gershwin Remembered, a celebration of his life and unique creations, including Porgy and Bess and An American in Paris. On May 13th, join us for Shall We Dance, a 1937 song and dance showcase featuring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers performing some of Gershwin's best, including Let's Call the Whole Thing Off and They Can't Take That Away From Me. On May 20th, Ellington, Memories of Duke, which we're seeing a clip from now, follows the Duke Ellington Band on tour in 1968 and features footage of the band in the 1940s playing Mood Indigo. The series concludes on May 27th with Cabin in the Sky, a 1943 show with Ethel Waters, Eddie Rochester Anderson, Lena Horne, and Louis Armstrong. Ellington provided the musical score. The shows take place at noon on Thursdays in the main library's Corrette Auditorium.
The San Francisco Public Library offers 3 great online training classes to help you learn how to navigate the library's online catalog and the internet. The series of classes conducted by librarians are given once a month on 3 consecutive evenings in the main library's Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room. The series begins with a lecture and demonstration on how to use the library's online catalog to find the books and materials you want. The second class, Internet Basics, is a beginning-level introduction to the Internet and the World Wide Web. And the third class explores the variety of online database resources available at the San Francisco Public Library. In May, the How to Use the Library's online catalog demonstration will be given on Tuesday, May 25th at 5:30. Internet Basics, How to Use the Internet, will be given on Wednesday, May 26th at 5:30 p.m. And the online database class will be held on Thursday, May 27th, also beginning at 5:30 p.m. This month, the Main Library International Center will present hands-on online catalog and internet training sessions in both Mandarin, Chinese, and Spanish. The Mandarin class will be held on Friday, May 28th at 2 p.m. in the Main Library's 6th floor training room. The Spanish class, also in the 6th floor training room, will be given on Saturday, May 22nd at 1 p.m. Class size for both classes will be limited to 20 people. Free tickets for the classes will be available at the International Center Reference Desk, located on the Main Library's 3rd floor, 2 weeks before each class.
For your information, the San Francisco Public Library Full Commission meets the first Tuesday and the third Thursday of every month at 5:30 p.m. in the Corrette Auditorium on the lower level of the main library. The library's Proposition E hearings and strategic plan community meetings scheduled for April and May have been canceled and will be rescheduled pending the results of a library user survey now in progress. The library system will be closed on Monday, May 31st, in observance of Memorial Day. The Ortega Branch Library will be closed from Friday, May 7th until Thursday, June 3rd for building maintenance. That's for your information.
Our quick tour of some of the exhibitions now taking place in the main library begins in the 6th floor Skylight Gallery with a look at the exhibition Thursday's Child, memoirs selected from the Schmolowitz collection of wit and humor. Opening on April Fool's Day and running through the end of May, the exhibition showcases the autobiographical writings of a broad range of entertainers and writers. Among the memoirs on display are titles from P.T. Barnum, Groucho Marx, Lenny Bruce, and Eartha Kitt's Thursday's Child. The Schmolowitz collection of wit and humor was founded in 1947 by San Francisco attorney Nat Schmolowitz with the presentation of 93 humor books to the San Francisco Public Library. And today, this gift to the city has grown to over 20,000 volumes and includes materials in 35 different languages. Thanks to the generosity of Mr. Schmolowitz, his sister Kay, and the people of San Francisco, the Schmolowitz collection of wit and humor is considered one of the best-known collections of its kind in the United States. The photography exhibition, After the Storm, the photographs of Bob Walker, is now on display in the Wallace Stegner Environmental Center and other locales throughout the main library's 5th floor, now through the end of May. The exhibition of Walker's stunning photos of Bay Area open space landscapes is a celebration of a man who worked hard as an activist and photographer to preserve our Bay Area environment. Walker, who died of AIDS in 1992 at the age of 40, was active in many environmental organizations and served as the president of the Sierra Club's Bay Area chapter. The exhibition of Bob Walker's photographs is co-sponsored by the Gay and Lesbian Sierrans and the Wallace Stegner Environmental Center. The San Francisco Opera presents an exhibition of historical photos and memorabilia from past productions of Richard Wagner's monumental Ring Cycle, on display through the end of June in the Steve Silver Music Center on the 4th floor. The exhibit spans productions of the Ring Cycle from 1932 up to 1990 and is being presented in conjunction with the 1999 San Francisco Opera performance of the Ring Cycle series, to be presented at the War Memorial Opera House June 9th through July 3rd. And our last stop on this quick tour of some of the exhibitions now on display at the main library brings us to the lower level and a look at the exhibition 1999 PTA Reflections. Suddenly, you turn around and... This children's art exhibition is comprised of over 100 entries from 13 San Francisco schools participating in the annual PTA Reflections Fine Arts Contest. The contest includes 4 media categories: music, literature, visual arts, and photography. Stop by the main library and check out the great work from some great San Francisco children, now on display in the Jewett Gallery in the lower level of the main library.
Thanks for watching at the Public Library, here on City Watch, cable channel 54. You can catch at the Public Library Mondays from 9:30 to 10:30 in the morning, and from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Fridays from 8 to 9 in the evening, and on Saturdays at 12 noon. See you next time.